Have you ever wondered if AI is going to take your job? Well, a lot of people are wondering the same thing. You know, I remember back in 2023, I asked ChatGPT, are you going to take people's jobs? You know what ChatGPT told me? No, 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 no. I'm not taking people's jobs. I'm just here to make your life easier. Fast forward 2024. Now it's saying, I know some jobs might be at risk, but we are not here to take jobs, right? And now we're in 2025, AGI is on its way, and ChatGPT is literally saying that these are the jobs that are at risk, you know, not only because of AGI, even because of AI itself, you know. So let's just talk about the jobs that are at risk or that are gonna be at risk because of AI. Well, Bafethu, it is your big homie Palo. Arwenga business Lisbane Bafethu. So the first one is data clerk or data entry clerk or a data capturer, right? So back in I think it was in 2014, 2013. Yeah, it was in 2013. Nah, early 2014. So in early 2014, I was in an internship, and we were then sent to one of these government. I won't call it a sector, but one of our government establishments had us working there as data capturers, right? And we were taking data from an Excel spreadsheet and moving it to Microsoft SharePoint, where it's like a form, and then you just copy data from here, you paste it there. So now, because this data on Excel wasn't organized, you had to physically look at it and put the data where it needed to be put. And then later on, you'd find that sometimes, obviously, you'd need human intervention here and there, which wasn't really important because sometimes a name and a surname would be mixed, and obviously that requires human intervention. But data is data at the end of the day. If data is coming as surname is a name is Mokwena, and then the surname maybe is Tabo. So instead of Tabo Mokwena, you now have Mokwena Tabo, right? That's fine. It's not a problem. It's not an issue. Data is data. How it comes in is how it's supposed to go out, right? So I thought to myself recently, like, if we had AI back in the day, this job that took us weeks would have taken a few days right now, and with maybe half the amount of staff that was there, right? So you can think about it now, in the space that we're in right now, with so many data capturers out there. Companies are going to be like, oh, you did this in 6 weeks. No, this is too long. I did it with AI, it took me 2 days, right? So there won't be a need to keep some people in their positions. So yeah, data capturing, data entry, just know that over time these jobs are going to be at risk. All right. And then number 2, we have customer support agents, right? So when you get a call and or rather you make a call to a company such as, I can't name companies, I forgot. When you call your network service provider, right, for information on your account, let's say you actually have a contract with them and you're trying to find out, like, guys, why did you guys double debit me, right? At the moment, you have to call in, and then someone is going to have to look at your account and say what they need to say and let you know, right? But if we are using AI, it's going to be a totally different story, because now when AGI is there and when AI is strong enough, they won't need that person. You're just going to call into a call center and you're going to speak to an AI agent, right? And when you speak to the AI agent, they know exactly where to go, how to get your information, how to process it. And if it's taking too long, they'll let you know. It's going to be crazy. and we won't need customer support. Obviously, some jobs do need human intervention, but some of them, the jobs are going to be cut because of that, because of AI. Simply because of AI, nothing more, just AI. Is like, okay, when people haven't been giving you, because I don't know if you all guys also noticed, né? After a call with someone from any company, right, they always ask you, can you please stay on the line and rate my service, right? So obviously now they're gonna say, when people have been giving you 1 star since last year, so an AI, we've been getting 5 stars just over the past 6 months. It's never made any mistakes. It's never screwed anyone over. So think about it like that. That's how your job could be lost. All right, if you are a customer care representative. And then we have legal assistants, right? So this is not all they do, but a legal assistant will get information from a client and then give it to maybe their attorney or whoever who they are assisting, right? Right now, I'm pretty sure that they're using ChatGPT to get some of their work done, right? But over time, there's gonna come a time when attorneys and lawyers and whoever say, okay, no, we're gonna use our own ChatGPT or our own AI platforms and get this work done, because now I have to pay someone an extra 20K, whereas I could save that 20K and rather spend $225 a month and get myself an AI agent who's going to deal with all these things, right? So legal assistants, that job and those jobs are also going to be reduced over time. So watch out for that. And then we have basic content writers. So a basic content writer is someone who could write for a magazine, someone who writes for a newspaper, someone who writes company, manuals and whatnot. So we have those people right now, and they are also using AI to get their content together, right? If there comes a time and a point when AIs have grown so much that they understand the styling of some of these media houses and whatnot, they're going to use that. You just paste a history of the work that's been previously done. So this is the style we're using, and then AI and AGI later on will then be able to just use a little bit of information that you give. Hey, someone's been shot here, that happened. AI and AGI will now come in and say, okay, this is the information you gave me, this is your style of writing, put those two together, and it dishes out content. So now you'll ask yourself, why would I need a content writer? If I run a magazine and I have 20 content writers, I'm only going to use 5. And with these 5, they're going to be basically just going through the work. We are going to work as a team. We'll get the content together as a team, but then unlike 20 people, I'm no longer paying 20 people, I'm now paying 5 people, to get work out faster. Yes, styling can be different for some people. Some people prefer a certain style of writing just as much as when it comes to YouTube. Some people prefer a certain style of content. Same goes for writing, where it's like that's one of the only things that can save basic content writing, which is the style of writing. But when it comes to actual, grammar and everything, we'll talk about that. I think that's number 6 or 7, somewhere down there. Proofreading, we'll just talk about that. But in general, there's a style of writing that people prefer as much as there's a style of content that people prefer. So that's what can or might save some of these jobs where people are writing content. Right, and then we have... I just had to go check if this thing is recording. My first take I recorded probably for like 15 minutes talking, and then only to find that the phone had overheated, so I couldn't record all the way out. So this is like my second take, you know. But anyway, telemarketers, right? Okay, Truecaller is saving us from our telemarketers, guys, but that's not the point. Later on, we're going to be talking to robots on the phone, presenting things to us or advertising things to us. Hey, do you want ABC? Do you want it? Do you want to? Yes, they did try it before, but it wasn't natural. Normally, these telemarketing robots don't sound natural, right? But in the direction that we're taking, they are gonna sound very natural, and it's gonna sound like you're talking to someone, and they're gonna respond. Unlike right now, you have to press a button. Yes, I do like that. Did one. Oh, we're sending you through to a consultant or an agent. Nah. Nowadays, from now going forward, it's gonna be a situation where you actually talk to a robot. Yeah, this, yeah, that. I mean, you can do that with AI right now. So you can imagine once these companies start to implement these things, we won't need telemarketers. It's just going to be money being given to people, for value that is not as good as what AI might bring, you know. And as I always say, guys, value. It's all about value. If AI is going to bring more value than you as a worker, then maybe you might not be needed, you know. So yeah, telemarketers, those jobs are also going to be at risk once AI and AGI start pushing further. And then number 6, we have translators, you know. So you do have families coming from countries like China, right, where they don't know how to speak English, they don't know any of our South African languages. And if a well-off family is coming from China and they land in South Africa, they either hire a translator here who's going to translate what these tour guides are saying, or they might hire a translator from back at home, fly with them, come here, and then walk around with that translator who's going to be translating all these texts and words that people are saying, right? But with AI and AGI, things can be different because now you can just whip out your phone. I'll just give you guys an example of what you can do. Hey, ChatGPT, I'm in Japan right now and I need you to translate for me, right? I want to ask this person, how do I get to the airport?
Of course, in Japanese, 空港へはどうやって行けばいいですか? If you need any other translations or more details, just let me know.
I didn't catch that. Say that again.
Sure, in Japanese, you can say 空港へはどうやって行けばいいですか? Let me know if you need anything else.
Say you're a South African and you're in China and you need to find information, what you can do. So if there's internet, you do not need a translator, right? So if you are a translator and that's your job, your daily job, then it might be lost because now we have technology that brings in more value than you can bring, right? But yeah, if you've been working as a translator for certain media houses or whatever, they might keep you just for contractual purposes. But in all honesty, the value that you bring in, that might be questionable, all right? And then last but not least, we have editors, right, or proofreaders. This is connected to that part where we were talking about content writing, right? So now with finally I got to the end without the phone overheating again. So before AI was around, you'd have someone write content and then someone would check the content and proofread and edit it. You know, sometimes it might be those 3 stages where someone writes, someone proofreads, the next person edits. Right. So Now you can bundle all these three people in one using AI, and you won't need all three of them, for example, right? So, but what I like about proofreading and editing is that AI won't have that thing where it's like it can detect a style of writing and small nuances in how a person presents their work. It's not going to do that, right? That's the only thing that can keep people's jobs, or that can allow people to continue doing what they're doing, right? But proofreading is going to be cancelled in the sense that now AI knows perfect English. AI knows perfect, I think it's Spanish, a few of these languages, it knows them to perfection, right? But when you speak about Vernac and like Sesotho, isiZulu, those languages, AI hasn't really mastered them. I tried to and get it to translate, but then it says its own thing, right? But this is only for now. Remember back then we didn't even have a little translator on Google for Sesotho, for example. But now we do have that, and it's improving. Over time, it's going to improve to a point where it's going to speak like a regular person, right? And when that happens, that's when proofreading and editing won't be needed at all. Like, it's not going to be needed, because now you can just plonk work onto ChatGPT or whichever other platform there is out there, and it's going to proofread and edit it for you the right way. And then all you have to do is just come back and then see if it's actually the way you want it, edit it how you need to edit it, take it back to ChatGPT, bring it back as perfection. So proofreading, editing, over time, these jobs are going to be taken by AI, right? So, and just to close this off now, I'm not saying that AI is here to take jobs. AI might take jobs. There's a high chance AI might take jobs, but let's use AI as a tool, not as a threat. I don't know if you understand. AI is a tool and not a threat. If you see that it's becoming a threat, then move in a different direction, right? If you are a digital content creator and you see that AI is starting to creep in, people aren't requesting for your work as much as they used to, then move on to something else that is related, where AI will not penetrate the field that you are in. So yeah, AI is a tool, guys. Let's always remember that AI is just a tool. Our work is to use it as a tool to assist us with our work, not the other way around. So yeah, guys, as I always say, knowledge is a powerful weapon. Arm yourselves, and thanks for watching.